Bang! What's going on, guys? This is the main event on Talkin Hands. Preston here alongside my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts. And we're here to break down this Saturday's big-time main event between Virgil Ortiz taking on Michael McKinnon. But before that, we're going to recap last week's card with Michael Conlan and Leigh Wood. Danny, what were your thoughts on that one?
Man, starting off, that was a great scrap. I didn't have really high expectations. I mean, I thought style-wise it would be interesting, but like it was a legit, real good fight. I had Woods money line plus 150, and I had round 7 to 12 KO. But like I said in the other video, I thought whoever wanted to win that fight needed to start fast. And Conlan actually started really fast. He got a quick knockdown in that first round, man.
Yeah, no, I was kind of shocked because you had the KO prop with Wood. I would thought he would have been the one to finish Conlan, but Conlan did look good early. But as we kind of discussed in the video previously, he could fade, he could be wary of the power, and in the end, the power did him in.
Yeah, man, he was looking good the first half. I want to say he almost won every round, and maybe he just lost once. One of those rounds to Woods, but in the middle of the fight, that's when Woods started taking over. He got his legs back. He started pressuring the whole next 6-7 round. Just pressure, and you could tell Conlan started feeling those hits and those counters, and Woods started going to the body a lot, and Conlan did not like that at all. And if you notice, like we talked about in the other video. How he dips his head a lot. He was getting caught with that uppercut, man.
Yeah, I know. I just I didn't want to be too critical in the prior video, but I was kind of more leaning towards being a little overrated. And if he was as good as maybe he thought he was, or his trainers thought he would win convincingly. But he got knocked out. I know he's calling for the rematch. You think that's their direction they'll go, or?
Man, it's a tricky one just because he got finished like that, man. And I don't even think that's a great idea to try to get a rematch after you get knocked out like that out the ring in the 12th round. Don't get me wrong. Like a lot of people had him up on the scorecards. Me personally, I thought he was winning slightly, but I thought it was closer than a lot of scorecards out there, like on Twitter were saying.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a draw if it lasted the duration.
And remember, the reason why I like Woods too was because he was in his hometown, and you know how the judges could be. And the way he took over that fight in the middle rounds, just with his pressure and landing the bigger and better punches, I even think he would have won the fight if it went to the scorecards.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a classic, the Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, the first one, where Margarito knocked him out in the 11th round. After losing the beginning of the fight, then the power just adds up to eventually you do get stopped. And unfortunately for Conlan, I believe that's his first loss, right?
Yes, he was undefeated. Yeah, so that was his first L, and the way he took that L was crazy. And I went nuts. I was like a little kid, like I was telling you before the video, because I had plus 750 for round 7 to 12, and for Wood to get that knockout in the last round. The drama, the crowd just going wild. And he literally is one of them. Like, he got hit and his body just shut down and he fell off the ring. It was crazy.
Yeah, pretty dangerous looking knockout, but they gathered him right after the fight. He was okay. And like we say, he wants the rematch. I don't know where he really goes from here. Kind of a tough loss, but the Leigh Wood stock can't be much higher,
So to answer your question, I don't think he should do a rematch. If I'm Woods, I'm not giving him a rematch yet. I would take another fight, a big fight. Me personally, I would love to see him fight like Laura. That would be a great fight. They're even talking about, I know we haven't seen him at 126 for a long time, but Santa Cruz too. That would be a nice little scrap too, but I don't know what do you think about the whole rematch?
Yeah, I think you put Conlan in there with someone where, but even then, I didn't think he looked good for a few fights now.
Yeah,
personally, I was gonna say, oh, maybe he can get a nice highlight reel finish, but in reality, he'll just go back, hopefully outspeed the opponent, win a decision, and he's just kind of be, mid tier kind of
Right.
like.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
was his fight to like his welcoming fight. Like I'm here. I'm here to stay. But it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, tough defeat for him, but good fight, good action fight. Leigh Wood stock's definitely high, and hopefully he gets a fight domestically here stateside so we can see him. We move on. Big time main event this week. Well, maybe not a big time main event, but big time main event fighter in Virgil Ortiz. He's taking on Michael McKinnon. What are you thinking for this one? I think we're going to be in pretty agreement on this one, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, another UK fighter in McKinnon, man. Undefeated. Good outside boxer. He's kind of awkward. Like I was watching some of his fights, trying to, remember how he fought.
Yeah.
He's kind of weird in his technique. His jab is weird to me too. I don't know how to describe it. The best way to describe it is like kind of like that jab, like stay away from me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
He just throws it out there to like keep distance, like leave me alone, stay away from me.
Yeah, more like a pawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I know is about him, his footwork is not that great. Like he squares up and things like that. He doesn't really sit on his punches. He's only got 2 KOs, so he has no power.
Yeah.
And Virgil Ortiz is just, I mean, what can I say about the guy? He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. The dude's just gonna bring it every fight. He's gonna, go forward, aggressive fighter, crazy combos, nice hooks, nice jab, nice footwork. He is, I'm not gonna say sloppy. He's reckless, I want to say, with his attack. And with a guy like McKinnon that has no power, Virgil Ortiz has nothing to worry about. So his game plan, the way he fights, this is a setup fight for him, bro.
Yeah, that's my thing is he's just going to march forward the whole fight and really trap this guy and land heavy shots, heavy punches. They're definitely Golden Boy needs Ortiz because he's basically all they have. Him, Ryan Garcia, and then Munguia, who I don't know if he got the Charlo fight or not.
It's not official, but they're talking about it still.
Breaking news, now that the Virgil Ortiz fight is off, we are going to the other big-time main event for this weekend. We have the return of Edgar Berlanga as he takes on Steve Rolls. Danny, I think this one could be pretty similar to the Ortiz fight, what was going to happen. What do you think here? Berlanga rolls like what I did there?
I think he does. But Rose is tough, man. The only person to knock him out was Triple G. And Rose actually looked decent in those first couple rounds. And then, Triple G, turned it up and it was a wrap after that. Berlanga, this is tricky because his last 2 fights went the distance. But if people forget, in his last fight, if I'm not mistaken, he basically fought most of that fight with a torn bicep. And that's why he got surgery after that. And he actually got, he got knocked down for the first time. I like how he got up. He was frustrated with himself. He was hitting the mat like, oh, man, this sucks. Let me get back up. But I like it in a way the last 2 fights went the distance because he got rounds. But like you said, I think he rose in this one. I think it's kind of like a setup fight. Rose is 37 years old, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just not sure if he's going to get the KO or not. What do you think?
I think he will finish him. As you previously spoke about, it Rolls his last time where he got his only loss actually where he got finished was by Triple G. Berlanga is a big puncher, as we know. He can get people out of there quick, as he was doing. He took the time off, got the bicep, got all recuperated. Now he comes in, fights Rolls. This is a great setup fight for him. Sort of back home, Madison Square Garden from New York City. He's going to have the home crowd advantage. They're going to go nuts, ballistic, just like the Trinidad, the Kodos when they fight in Madison Square Garden. So I think he gets a pretty resounding statement knockout victory here. Probably middle rounds. Like I think the first couple rounds feel out process probably 4 to 6. Maybe I'm thinking Berlanga gets him out of there. Looks good, and then he gets like there's a lot of good fights out there for him. 160, 168's heating up.
Oh, big time, man. And he's just up and coming, and he's just improving. I would like to see him tighten up his defense, not get too wild sometimes. Work on his footwork a little bit more, things like that. Just tune him up because he's got the power, like you said. And yeah, I see him knocking out Rose, like you said, in the middle rounds. One thing I noticed with Rose, he was getting caught with the right hand by Triple G like the whole night. And if Berlanga hits you with that right hand, you're going to sleep. So yeah, I could definitely see a knockout in that one for sure.
Yeah, I do. I like that quite a bit. Berlanga, inside the distance, or do one of the props you like, round props 4 to 6, 7 to 10. I'm sure both will be pretty juicy. So definitely like that. We can go to the co-main, right? Nice prospect to look forward to. What you got for that one?
One prospect, I like that's out there. His name's Xander Zayas, another Puerto Rican kid. I really like this kid, man, because one thing that I love about boxers that dig into the body as a young prospect he is, and he's already doing that. Real technical. He's got power. He's getting a lot of knockouts. His combos are crispy. His footwork is nice. And his whole overall game as a boxer is just coming together, man. I think he's going to put a show, in New York.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, and they put him on a lot of these cards. Like you see him constantly on these ESPN cards, pushing them. He's another one. He's going to grow into his body more, fill out more, get some big fights. The more he fights, he could be a welterweight to watch out for in the future. And I'm sure that'll be probably crazy juice, though, if there are odds for him, inside the distance. But he should roll. So we have the Berlanga fight, Zayas fight, spoke about the Conlan fight. And I'm sure you saw it, but in case you didn't, Showtime, they announced their full schedule for the spring/summer. You got Bouts coming back.
My boy.
Yeah. You got Benavidez versus Lemieux, which for Benavidez, obviously he wanted a bigger fight, but that's still a good stay busy fight. Tank Davis fighting, pay-per-view, Stephen Fulton Jr., the Charlo brothers. What are you looking forward to out of these big fights? Probably Bouts.
Man, yeah, I've been following Ennis for a long time. He's from Philly, so I'm from Philly, and I've seen this. I don't want to say kid. Obviously, he's younger than me, but this guy just grew up to a great boxer so far. He still has to prove it with his opponents. He needs the level of competition. But the thing is, whoever they throw in there with him, he's just quick finishes left and right. Like the last guy he fought, he finished him in the first round, and Terrence Crawford finished him in the sixth. And
I was going to just say that's the thing. He's not fighting. I don't think it's that poor competition.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, Thomas Delorme is a good fighter. Before that, Sergey Lipinets, another title type fighter. So those are two good big wins.
He's making them worse than they are. That's what it is.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah, quick finishes. His inside the distance line is going to be bananas. But he's also, I was going to say, he is young, but he's not that young to where he can't go like the Crawford route where, it took Crawford a while to get notable fights as well. Like Spence got the fights early, and now Spence is like a household name. Ennis, I think, wants to take that Spence route. It's just, can they get him the proper fight to push him? Or will he get the opponent? Because a lot of people probably are ducking him and don't want to fight him. He's
in that bad spot. He's coming up. like I say, he's finishing all these guys, but at the same time, like star wise, a lot of people still don't know about him all like that. So the guys that are above him, like Terrence Crawford, Spence, Danny Garcia, all these other guys, they don't want to fight him because it's a risk and no reward for them in a way. And he needs a big fight, and it's gonna be hard to find that opponent that's willing to fight him, in my opinion. I hope we see it soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I mean, so he's the co-main event to the Charlo Castano fight May 14th. Obviously, they're much bigger than him, so obviously he won't get that. But a month earlier, Spence versus Ugas. I'm telling you, if Ugas loses, as I think we predict, maybe he gets, Ennis gets Ugas. That'd be a great fight for him.
I would love that. Yeah,
like that would be a big one. So I could definitely see that happen. And then we have our boy Yoelvis Gomez returning the following week, May 21st. He's in a co-main event taking on Jorge Cota under the David Benavidez David Lemieux fight. So a lot of good, interesting fights. Ideally not a lot of pay-per-view fights. We can hope. We can hope.
Well, yeah, I know you're excited to pay that pay-per-view for Tank Davis fight.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Tank Davis is one of, if not the most overrated boxers in boxing, like in general. Like when he fought Santa Cruz, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think Ennis has the skills. I don't think Tank has. He's more like a Deontay Wilder to me. Yeah, he's more skillful, but he's not like super flashy. He loads up so much. Like he doesn't really box. He just relies on that big left hook, that big uppercut.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I disagree with you. I agree to a point. Like for all the fame he gets, he's overrated to me when it comes to that fame and stuff. But people love it because he gets all these knockouts. As a boxer, if you really look at his details, like his IQ is off the charts in my eyes. Because when he fought Barrios, he kept doing little tricks and that people kept missing. Like he kept pawing his jab so he could set up the left hand. He kept going to the ropes on purpose so Barrios could follow him and close the distance. Little stuff like that people don't really look at. I'm like, the dude is smart. Like he's a smart boxer. It's gonna be entertaining. It's because of the trash talking. And Romero's like crazy. Like he's already talking shit, saying like, "Put your mortgage, put your house on me." We're gonna get rich together. I'm like, nah, you're crazy, bro.
Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. Like Tank, I think right now is like minus 1,000 versus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's not gonna lose that fight. Like he'll run through this guy and. Hopefully he gets bigger and better things. I mean, I know Ryan Garcia has called him out multiple times. I know it's like
I just can't believe Ryan Garcia. You know how I feel about Ryan Garcia, bro. When it comes to calling out people. Because he pulls on so many fights and then says all this stuff on Twitter, but I just don't see the contracts being signed or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be more, and I don't know who Tank's going to fight. Maybe Haney down the line. Like that, I guess that would be it, but we'll see. Like it's good fight. Like at least there's a few good fights coming up.
For sure.
Yeah, April's stacked. We got the Fury fight, we got the Spence fight. So
Stevenson and Valdez, yes, can't wait for that one.
And Valdez also, I think, is pretty underrated as a whole too. So, but Stevenson's just so slick.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that one later.
Yeah, he's so slick. But. Yeah, if you guys do want to wager on these fights, you can join us at mybookie.ag. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS. You'll get your 50% deposit bonus match, debit or credit, 100% on the Bitcoin. It's mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS. And Danny, if they like this content, what should they do?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, tune in to PUBSPORTS Radio. Like the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Hey, leave a comment on the Berlanga fight versus Vols. What's your prediction for that fight? Zayas. Also, all the pay-per-view fights are coming up. All the big fights are coming up in the summertime. What are your favorite ones? Who you think is gonna win? And which one you can't wait for? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, if you're a hater of Venice, Danny's gonna attack you. So watch
Oh
out.
yes. Well, unless you have a real good point or anything like that, or opponent that you want to match up with, Ennis, let me know. We could debate.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that being said, this was the main event. I'm Talking Hands. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one.